Hey guys, it's me again. Just a really brief rant this morning. I don't really have much to say, just sort of scrolling through Twitter like I normally do. Nothing too interesting there. But let me just first start off by saying that I am kind of bummed that we're still here. Um, you know, this past weekend was a pretty high watch date, quote unquote, even though, as you may know if you've been watching my videos, that I'm not really taking much heed to these Watchmen guys' high watch dates. But still, I don't want to be too prideful and reject everything they come up with. As I've been saying recently, too, that even though those clowns may never actually know the correct day and the correct hour, it doesn't mean they can't get lucky and get it right. And if you've been watching me for a while now, you know that I firmly believe that we will know the day and the hour of the rapture. And as I've been saying for ages now, that passage, nobody knows the day and the hour, is not talking about the rapture at all. And people who claim that it is are either ignorant or just secretly, deeply hate the Lord and his appearing. And they find comfort in nobody knows the day and the hour, because that could mean that the rapture could be as far as however far they want it to be, so they can hang on to this life that they love so much. So yeah, I'm bummed that it hasn't happened yet, but as I've been saying forever too now, I know that the Lord will give us confirmation first before the rapture actually happens, because it just goes with his character as it's been revealed through the pages of the Bible. He always lets us know. He let Noah know when the flood was going to happen. He let Lot know when Sodom and Gomorrah was going to get judged. He let Elijah know about his own personal rapture. And it's not going to be any different with his bride, the church. We're going to know. Even though I don't think that every single believer will know, but only those who are truly seeking him. And I'm praying that he'll count me as among those who are truly seeking him. The rapture is probably the greatest event in the history of humanity, apart from, the cross itself. And the rapture is a big, big deal. And it's a one-time event, and that's it. So those of us who are truly looking for his appearing, we're all going to look stupid until that trumpet sounds. And don't worry too much about what people think about you. It's all going to be worth it once we are given those crowns, those of us who are truly seeking him. So yeah, I was going through X, and like I said, nothing too interesting that I saw. Just a bunch of people tweeting about how horrible this world is, all these horrible crimes happening in the United States, even. And I saw one tweet, one comment, where the guy says, "Yeah, we need to bring back the Lord's Prayer in the schools and all that stuff." Guys, that actually kind of makes me sick. It's disgusting. It's a Christian nationalist view. We were never instructed to Christianize the world. Preaching the gospel is a whole different thing. And it's not even the whole separation of church and state, or state and church. I don't even care about that. We're not here to establish Christianity like as an institution to dominate the world. And these Christian nationalists, that's all they want. And if you've been listening to me for a while now, you know I like to pick on Christian nationalists as much as I do post-tribbers. And post-tribbers have actually been kind of quiet for a while now. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention enough, but that's good, because post-tribbers aren't saved. It's it's simple. It's a simple fact. If you don't think that Christ's death on the cross is enough, then you're not saved. And I do believe that post-tribbers, most of them, will become the tribulation saints. They call on Christ now, but not to the point of salvation. But when they get left behind after the rapture, during the Great Tribulation, then they will get an opportunity to endure to the very end to be saved. The Great Tribulation is a different dispensation. The terms are going to be different. Ultimately, it's still God's grace, but those who are left behind would have to die for their faith. Most of them, anyway. So, yeah, this guy, still trying to politicize Christianity. Yeah, bring back the Lord's Prayer. See, a lot of these Christian nationalists, their main goal is to just maintain their lifestyle. And Jesus is their deity of choice, and they think that by Christianizing things that they can impress the Lord into blessing this nation with prosperity. And ultimately, that's what it's all about to them. Pride in their country, pride in the United States, and with Jesus as being their champion to bring about all the things they want in this life. And if you're among those people, examine your heart. And again, as I've mentioned every single video almost, if you're not despairing for his appearing, then please examine your heart to make sure you're truly of the faith, because it's very, very late in the game, in this stage of prophecy, to still be uninterested in the rapture. To not care that much. As I've mentioned in the past also, like 15, 20 years ago, when I was talking about the rapture to other people, it was more along the lines of, wouldn't it be cool if it happened now? But if it didn't happen then, it was like, life goes on, it's okay, not a big deal. It'll happen way later, and that's okay. But it's no longer like that today. My mentality is, if it doesn't happen soon, if it doesn't happen now, then that would be like just horrible. Because this world it's just stupid. It sucks. And I do believe that this urging for the rapture is originating from the Holy Spirit, which is why I think that all genuine believers should be despairing for his appearing. And which is why, if you profess to be a Christian and you don't care one bit about the rapture, or it doesn't bother you that much that it's not happening, it's really, really critical that you examine your own heart. Go back to the day where you think you got born again and what that was about. Just examine your heart. It's between you and the Lord. So, if you're hoping in this world to get better, it's not going to get better. And if your hope is in this world, then again, examine your heart. If you think there's anything in this life that's better than meeting Jesus in the air and getting our eternal glorified bodies, then something's wrong with you. If you're professing to be a believer and you think there's other things in this life worth staying on this earth just a little longer, and the rapture not happening yet, being okay because of those things. So anyway, that's all I got. I ranted a little longer than I thought I would, but thank you guys for tuning in. And as I almost forgot, as I've been saying forever, we need to go directly to Jesus for that revelation. We need to get that day and hour, and it'll be the most blessed thing next to the rapture itself, once we get that confirmation from the Lord. And when he gives us that confirmation, it's not going to be some phony dream that a lot of people like to talk about. Jesus is not going to say something like, oh, it's soon, I'm coming soon. No. He's going to give us the exact day and the exact hour. He's going to give it to us one time, and when we get it from the Lord directly, we will know. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully there won't be a next time.